Today we're diving deep into The Woman King, a film that shattered expectations and brought African history to mainstream audiences in ways we've never seen before. Released as 2022, The Woman King was an instant phenomenon, but most viewers had no idea just how much of this seemingly fantastical story was actually rooted in real historical events. The film was directed by Gina Prince-Bythewood, known for her work on Love and Basketball and The Old Guard. The screenplay came from Dana Stevens, with story credits going to both Stevens and Maria Bello, who also served as a producer on the project. The star-studded cast was led by Viola Davis in what many consider her most physically demanding role ever. She plays General Naniska, the fierce leader of an all-female military unit. Joining her is Thuso Mbedu as Nawi, a young woman who becomes central to the story. The cast also features Lashana Lynch as Izogi, Sheila Atom as Amenza, and John Boyega as King Gezo of Dahomey. Now let's break down this epic story that spans honor, betrayal, and the fight for freedom. The film takes place in the 1820s in the West African kingdom of Dahomey, in present-day Benin. We're introduced to the Ogoji, an elite all-female military unit that serves as the king's personal guard and protects the kingdom from external threats. General Naniska leads this formidable force with unwavering dedication. When young Nawi is sent to the palace by her father, who can no longer handle her rebellious spirit, she's reluctantly recruited into the Ogoji training program. Despite her initial resistance and numerous clashes with authority, Nawi shows exceptional promise as a warrior. The central conflict emerges as the Ogoji face their greatest challenge yet. The neighboring Oyo Empire, backed by European slave trade, poses an increasing threat to Dahomey's independence. King Gezo finds himself caught between maintaining his kingdom's sovereignty and dealing with the economic pressures of the declining slave trade, which has been a significant source of revenue for Dahomey. Naniska harbors a dark secret from her past that becomes crucial to the plot. Years earlier, she was captured and assaulted by Oyo warriors, resulting in a pregnancy. The child from that traumatic encounter was given away, and this haunts her throughout the film. As the story unfolds, we discover that Nawi is actually Naniska's long-lost daughter, though this revelation comes with complex emotions and timing. The Agoji prepare for what could be their final battle against the Oyo forces. During their preparation, we witness intense training sequences that showcase the incredible physical and mental discipline required to be part of this elite unit. The warriors must prove themselves through grueling tests of strength, agility, and combat skills. Tensions escalate when Portuguese slave traders, led by the ruthless Santo Ferreira, ally with the Oyo Empire to capture Dahomey citizens for the slave trade. This partnership represents everything the Ogoji stand against, as they fight to protect their people's freedom and dignity. The climactic battle sequence is both brutal and inspiring. The Agoji face overwhelming odds as they confront the combined forces of the Oyo warriors and European slave traders. During this intense conflict, several beloved characters make ultimate sacrifices to protect their sisters in arms and their kingdom. Izogi, who has become like a sister to Nawi, dies protecting her during the battle, creating one of the film's most emotionally devastating moments. Her death serves as a catalyst for Nawi to fully embrace her destiny as an Ogoji warrior and accept the legacy her mother has fought to preserve. In the aftermath of the battle, Naniska finally reveals to Nawi that she is her mother. This revelation comes at a moment when both women have proven themselves as warriors and protectors of their people. The film concludes with the Ogoji emerging victorious but forever changed by their experiences. Now here's where the story becomes even more fascinating. The Agoji were absolutely real, and their legacy spans several centuries of African history. These warrior women served the kingdom of Dahomey from the early 18th century until the late 19th century, when French colonial forces finally defeated the kingdom. Historical accounts from European visitors and military officials describe the Agoji as exceptionally skilled fighters who underwent rigorous training and lived by strict codes of conduct. They were celibate warriors who dedicated their lives entirely to military service and protecting the royal family. The real Ogoji numbered in the thousands at their peak and were known for their fearlessness in battle. European observers often called them Amazons because of their resemblance to the legendary Greek warriors, though the Agoge predated any European contact with this comparison. However, the film does take some creative liberties with historical accuracy. The real kingdom of Dahomey was deeply involved in the slave trade for much longer than the movie suggests, and the historical timeline has been compressed for dramatic effect. The characters, while inspired by real figures, are largely fictional composites created to tell this particular story. The Woman King succeeded in bringing this remarkable piece of African history to global audiences while delivering spectacular action sequences and powerful performances. It proved that stories centered on African women warriors could resonate worldwide, grossing over $200 million globally and earning multiple award nominations. This film represents more than just entertainment. It's a celebration of African heritage and female empowerment that had been largely absent from mainstream cinema. By bringing the Agoge story to life, The Woman King opened doors for more diverse historical narratives and proved that authentic representation can achieve both critical acclaim and commercial success. This is number 1 on my second top 10 favorite movies list, and the best film I've seen Viola Davis in yet. The acting, costumes, music, scenery, and directing were incredible. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you haven't seen it, please get your popcorn and get ready for a deep journey then. Tell me in the comments if you liked it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next movie.